everybody. How are we tonight? So, I may have updated the tracking on my model and using Waterdo to a different one because I was using OpenCFace. Now I'm using MediaPipe. And guess what? It's actually tracking my blinking now. OpenCFace did not like my glasses. So, now I can blink. It doesn't track my expressions, but that's fine. So today I'm gonna be working on a couple new things. I have not finished this map yet. I actually have to go back and fix some things with it. I'm putting that off for a little bit while I work on other prep. Let me turn some music on. Hi, Lucina. Let me know if the music is too loud or too soft. But so I'll tell you how I came across this whole calendar module. Hi, Lucina. Lucina is now in the bed next to me on the table. She's getting too big for this bed. Oh, don't roll over, you're gonna fall off. But yeah, if you guys see me kind of turn this way, it's because Lucina is demanding pets. I'm a little worried about her. She hasn't eaten at all today. I think she had wet food this morning, but she wasn't interested in any dry food or wet food tonight. Now, granted, they just had vaccines on Thursday, so they could just be feeling kind of blah. But, like, I'm feeling tonight, because I'm feeling the same way. We're gonna give it another day and see how she's doing, and if she's not feeling better by Thursday, I think we're gonna call the vet. Could just be she's having a bad tummy day. Somebody threw up this morning, I'm not sure who. So it could just be a bad tummy day. But yeah, if she's not feeling better by tomorrow night, then we're gonna give the vet a call on Thursday and see if they can see her. I'm okay. I had my birth control shot today, which always, because it's a high hormone shot, it always makes me feel like really crummy once for the rest of the day. By tomorrow, I'll be fine. Granted, I have another doctor's appointment tomorrow, and Lucina decided that I wasn't allowed to sleep past 5 a.m. this morning. I'd roll over onto my stomach to go back to sleep, and she'd start pawing at my face. So, story behind finding this module. I was looking for something to better control how the lighting shifts when you go from like sunrise or go from day to night. I wanted dawn and dusk because I like having, you know, those times of days too. So I found this really cool like big calendar module, and it was really nice. And I was like, oh, this is great. I can track the calendar for my players, and I can control the time of day, and we can get really cool lighting shifts. Only to find out that it wouldn't let me put in a custom calendar. So then I started searching for something better. There's a mod called Simple Calendar, which is not updated for version 13, which sucks because there's like 3 different mods that rely on it that I was interested in looking for. So I ended up finding this mod called, I think it's Seasons and Stars or Seasons and Stars. And essentially, I can build a custom calendar with custom holidays, and I can denote when the seasons start, and I can track that for my players. So I think tonight, I don't know if it's going to take the whole evening, but I think tonight we're going to work on building the calendar. It calls for some JSON scripting, which I'm not the best at, but we're going to see if we can write this up and pray that it doesn't break. I have one of the calendar templates that came with the module open, so I have something to kind of like reference. We're gonna open the calendar builder, and this is kind of where it starts, where it's just really simple, where you've got like the hours in the day and the days of the week and the months. So I am going to, I need to go pull up my actual calendar for the world. That's other stuff. I don't know what that is. That probably came with the module. So let's find Time and Wheel of the Year. So we're gonna use this as kind of a reference and go off of it. So let's name our calendar first, because we need a file ID for the module to find. So we're gonna name this Wheel of the Year, and then a lot of the holidays in my world are based on Wiccan holidays. So there's also been some inspirations in my games with the Wheel of Time series. The Wheel of Time series actually inspired my Sunday game. There's a lot of stuff from that that's kind of going into my Sunday game. My Sunday game's whole theme is subverting destiny. So the players are supposed to be the destined reincarnation of the divine dragon. Whether they decide to accept that and go with it is up to them. We're only 2 sessions in. I wish I had the fireplace in the background too, Eli. There's no fireplace in this house. My parents have a fireplace, and I very much miss it. So, we're gonna... Excuse me, I am very tired. I don't know if this is going to be a full stream tonight. It's really going to depend on how tired I get. If I start zoning out like an hour in, I might call it early. But we're going to, let's see, the Wheel of the Year is always turning. Okay, and setting medieval fantasy. Okay, so I don't know what epoch means. What does that mean? I've heard the word before, I just don't know what it means. Let me look it up real quick. A period of time in history or a person's life, typically one marked by notable events or particular characteristics. Oh, okay. So, like, the age of the world. Okay, so how many ages in are we? 1, 2, 3. We're 4 ages in. Since the breaking of the world. So we're gonna go with that. We're gonna do the 4th era of the world. The current year, I believe, is 975, and I don't have a suffix yet. So the suffix before the breaking was PS, which was post-secession. So I need a good one. PA post-apocalypse. I'll come back to that, friend. I'll come back to that when I think of it. So, the months in my world have some very nifty names. So we have Founding, which is... PS stood for post-secession, so it was that, I think my Sunday game takes place in 1357, so it was 1357 years after Heedwile seceded from Avalon. Those kingdoms no longer exist in the Monday game. So I have 12 months in my year, just because I wanted to keep it a little bit on the more simple side. So the first month is Founding. We're gonna abbreviate that to Found, and every month has 28 days because I am lazy. We have Dawnlight for February. We have New Seed for March. I wanted to keep the names a little bit on the obvious side as to which season they fell into. So like New Seed is the start of spring. Tempest. Oh, it would help if I... I also, like, at the time, didn't have access to all this cool stuff. So I don't have it in here, but I had like a image where it was like a scroll with a calendar, with the calendar on it and all the holidays. And I didn't want to have to remake that every time the year changed in game. So it was very much I'm making this once and I'm never making it again. Okay, so New Seed, Tempest, Blossom Wind. We have Middle Tide. We have Zenith. We have Last Seed, because August would be the end of the harvest. We have Harvest Yield. We have Spirit's Veil. We have Twilight, because it is the twilight of the year. Oh hey, not bad, Eli. Isn't it great? She's such a great singer. I realized I forgot to send it to you. I'm very sorry. I got off stream last night and I passed the fuck out. And Snowfall for December. Okay. Now, the thing I'm going off of has the leap year information moved further up, so I think I'm gonna copy that just so that hopefully everything matches. So I'm just gonna put this down. Probably not gonna change the way leap year works. But I think I am going to I think we're gonna leave it. Did I copy the wrong thing? I did copy the wrong thing. I copy pasted my own fucking. It's not what I wanted. This is what I want. I've covered a couple other of her songs. I've covered Yonju Nana and I covered wow, it's suddenly escaped my brain. What was it? It was the Mayu song. Shit. Mind Brand. What song was it? Now it's gonna bug me. I have to go look it up. Hold on. I did Hito Limbo Envy, but I did that in Japanese. She's got English lyrics for that, which are really good. What am I thinking of? She's got so many songs I can't remember. Why can't I remember? Oh, it's driving me crazy. Yudachi no ribbon, that was it. I knew it was ribbon something. Okay, so we're gonna keep it like the way that our calendar works, where it's like every 4 years we get an extra day, and I'm just gonna throw it in dawn light, because why not? Alright. Okay. So next would be our weekdays. Now, for weekdays, I run by a rule where I like to keep the starting letter of the weekdays the same as the starting letter of our real world weekdays, just because I feel like, oh god, with this new tracker, you guys can see me every time I adjust myself in my chair. I like to keep the starting letter the same just because it's easier for the players to remember. So Sunday's actually the same in my world. It's Sunday. I didn't change that. Monday is Moon Day. Tuesday is Tower Day. Wednesday is Wine Day. Thursday is Thunder Day. Friday is Fire Day. And Saturday is Star Day. It's different enough to make it fit that fantasy theme, but also not so out there that the players won't be able to figure out what day it is. Okay, what's next on my... So now we get into the seasons. This is where I'm gonna have to start typing shit for myself. So move this down apparently, and then it's we want to be inside of this. Name. Winter. Start month. 12 because that's snowfall. End month. 2. I have it written down where things start. There we go. I have icons in the thing, so I'm just gonna grab one. And a description. Cold season. When days are short and temperatures are low. Okay, and then we can just kind of copy paste this to do the rest. Why are you so far forward? I'm gonna fix that. That's bugging me. There we go. Okay, so we have spring, which starts in the 3rd month of the year and ends in the 5th. All of these need to have... That's what I'm messing up. It is spring. Season of renewal. When plants begin to grow and temperatures warm. Okay. Have summer. Begins in the 6th month and ends in 8th month. I can't spell. Don't forget your quotations, Kage. The warmest season with long days and high temperatures. And we have fall. Or autumn. I know, I love it so much. Shout out to Mona for helping me get media pipe working. I can kind of lean forward now. Harvest season. Season when leaves change color and temperatures begin to cool. Okay, so that's it for seasons. Next would be... Did I do this wrong? I feel like I did this wrong. I did do this wrong. Still telling me something's wrong. Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. Okay. Hold on. We want seasons. Looks right. I don't know why it's telling me it's not. They're working on it. They do have a thing that they're working on where to make it a little bit easier for people that don't know how to use JSON, but it's not finished yet. So for now, I have to deal with coding. That could be a scarf, veil, dangly thingy. I don't know what's wrong here. Oh, wait. Was that it? That was it. Okay, I was just missing the comma. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so now we are on the solar angle. Solar ankles? Solar anchors. So this would be like the winter solstice, the spring equinox, stuff like that. As you all can see, I'm not very good at coding. Alright, so... yeah, this is like my fantasy outfit. I made a outfit for like when I play more medieval fantasy games, and I was gonna show it off with Metaphor if we played Metaphor tonight, and then I realized, you know what? My Daggerheart game is a fantasy game. I can wear it with Daggerheart. I also updated my Pokemon model so that it's also on my Pokemon model, but instead of like the witch hat or the top hat, it's a baseball cap. I had a little too much fun with that. ID winter solstice. The one thing that I have is that if I can't figure out why my code is not working, I can send it to my husband and say, please fix this, because Hana is a software engineer. Label. Yule. Type. Solstice. Need to remember to put commas at the end of things. Yeah, Hana is amazing. Honestly, his entire company, and you know what, if they find this and find out that who I'm talking about, his entire company would fall apart without him. They are lucky to have him. Subtype winter. Month 12. Say 25th of 12. No, those are when the seasons begin. Yule is on the 21st. Anna is amazing at coding. Day 21. Oh god, I need to put in when sunrise and sunset are. Okay. I'm just gonna take it from, because I'm looking at their code for the Gregorian calendar, so I'm going off of that for a lot of things. And you know what? I'm just gonna go with the sunrise and sunset they have there because it's just easy that way. Is it going to be like realistic to the fact that this planet has 2 moons? Probably not. But I do not care. It is a fantasy series. I'ma blame it on magic. I'm not very good at the sciencey, realistic stuff. I just like having fun and making worlds. Description. Go with shortest day of the year and a celebration of the winter season. Okay, and then we can just copy paste this and yes, my planet, the planet of Tirnanog, the world of Tirnanog, has 2 moons. We'll get there. I know there's a thing for moons in the coding So now we have the vernal equinox, which is the spring equinox. We're going to call this Ostara. You'll find that all of my holidays, almost all of my holidays, come from subtype Wiccan holidays, because so that comes from the explanation of how this world initially came to be. So when I was very young, like 12 years old young, I started writing this book that I never finished, and the whole premise was that these college age, I think I made them college age, they were either high school age, and then as I got older I bumped them to college, but these college kids that practice Wicca after a spell gone wrong get thrown into this fantasy world, and the only way to get home is to save the world from the ancestor of the main character, because it turned out her ancestors had been there before, and her ancestor was still alive. A couple of the characters from that story survived into the world before the breaking. One of them is still alive after the breaking. I don't want to say which because I don't want to spoil it for the players. Because I know Mona knows. Mona's here, and Mona knows. But if any of the other players come in, because Hana's probably upstairs, at least keeping an eye on chat. No, I'm looking at the... That's not it. That's not the longest day of the year. I wrote that. Here we go. Approximately equal a celebration of new life. There we go. Okay, so that's... There's something broken. Yeah, it keeps... Why is that? Is it just because I haven't closed it yet? That's probably why. That's fine. I'll come back to that when I'm done, just to make sure that everything's... And we have the summer solstice. Which is Litha. Oh, okay, that's not the end of the music. Starts in month 5 on the 11th. I tend to operate under the idea that better to have the information and not need it than need the information and not have it. So I tend to over prep. Celebration. Nature's abundance. Okay. One more in this section. This is Mabon. Well, that's just so that the calendar knows how to calculate it. I'm sure I could leave all this stuff out if I wanted to. But I just want to make sure it works the way it's supposed to. And not have to come back and fix this later. Day and night are approximately equal. Celebration of thanks for the harvest. Okay. So that should be all of the solstices and equinoxes. And what's next? Next would be the time, which is here. Let me get into... Now we get into the moon. Moons, I should say. So, you're going to moons. So the first moon is named... Oh god, how do I pronounce that again? I don't know the technical stuff, but essentially, as I move through the day, it'll track the different things. Once we finish this, I'll show how the actual tracker works. How do I pronounce this word again? Hold on a second. It's Irish Gaelic, which is why I'm blanking. It's Ray. It's just Ray. That's what I thought. Okay, so... I always second guess myself. Just because my Gaelic is... I'm gonna have to copy paste that. And... cycle... I am just going to copy it from Earth's moon because fuck that. I'm not calculating that shit. Okay. The first new moon. Oh god, there's a lot here, so... Okay, so we want... Here is 975. Month 1 day. I'm gonna pick a random day. And then phases. Name. Name. copying a lot of this straight from the thing and not trying to make things overly complicated. Length 1 single day. True. Icon. Now the module comes with the icons, which is great, because then I don't have to add any. Ew. And we have this is written very weirdly. Name, waxing crescent, length, give me that those weren't aligned. I'm just gonna copy from here. Single day. False. Icon. Waxing crescent. Name, first quarter, length, 1 single day, true, icon, first quarter. Waxing gibbous. I'm sure this part is probably boring. I'm just gonna copy that. Same as above. Yeah. Single day. False. Icon. Waxing gibbous. Full moon. Length 1 single day. True. Icon. Full. I just love messing around with stuff like this. Oh, I forgot a comma up here. And I like the immersion it gives my players. have name Wayne Gibbous. Length. It's also the same as above. I do still have the number. Okay. Well, I don't have to copy paste that a million times. Single day. False. Icon. Waxing. Yes. Plus it's fun because if I give them like, oh, you need this special ritual to do to be able to save this person, but it can only be done on the second day of the waning gibbous of a certain month, like. And then it's fun to watch them scramble. Last quarter. One single day true icon last quarter. It also, because, like, the whole idea is to build up this guild, and then it gets to the point where, was that the last song on this playlist? Yes, it was. Where, as they're building this place, and more people come to live there, they can take the time to plan festivals around the holidays, because there are holidays in my world. And then they can kind of plan special events like that. Okay, let's see. The last quarter. So we are on name Waning Crescent. Length, same number, single day, false, icon, waning crescent. Color. I need a hex code. I need a hex code. Give me 1 second. Photoshop. Give me a random hex code that's like bluish white or whatever. There we go. Okay. Do I need a hashtag in front of it? I think I do. Okay. Translations. Dear Nod's first moon following a 29.5 day synodic, I don't know what that word means, cycle. I'm just copying it from the thing. Synodic cycle with 8 traditional phases. Right? It's going to be a great bit of immersion for the party, and I'm so excited. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's the first moon. So now I can copy paste all of this. I think. Yeah. Copy paste all this. And then the second moon's name is Luan. I'm gonna fucking randomize this and just turn this first number into a 14. We're gonna make the first new moon in the 3rd month on day 15. I'm just randomizing this. And then we're gonna cut this to 3 days in length. And then I'm just gonna copy paste this in all the places where that number should be. Because I'm not gonna try to math any of this. I'm just gonna make it very simple for myself. And now I need another hex code. Hold on. Hold on. Hex code. Hex code. I kind of want this one to be kind of like a pale purple. There we go. Let's go with that. Okay. We want second moon following a, was that 14? Yeah, 14.5 day cycle. There we go. Okay. That should do it. Kage making things easier by making them complicated. Okay, now we're getting into holidays, because there's so many. I actually have to add one that's not in this list because I didn't think of it till like 3 days ago. I also am going to give, because there's a couple players that are like building their hometowns with me. Mona did, Kraz did, and then Mel and Sieb are both going to build theirs with me. And I'm gonna give them the option to, I already know what Mona's is gonna be just based off of her character. But I want to give them the option to make like special holidays for their hometowns. So next we are going into events, which would be holidays. Okay, so we want ID 12th night. Oh, it would help if I put, is it on the, yeah, okay. Nope. Okay. 12th night. Name. 12th night. Description. Celebration of the last night of the 12-day Yule feasting. type. Fixed. Month. Day. 5. Okay. Visibility. Layer. Visible. There's supposed to be a space between all of those, and I don't think I did it. Oh god, okay. I have to fix all of them. That's fine. I don't know if that makes any difference, but it's there in the template, so I'm going to make sure it's here in mine. For the most part, yeah. Color. Oh god, I have to come up with colors for all of these? Okay, I'm just gonna randomly pull it off my color picker. Icon, and I'm gonna I don't know what icons are actually in for like different holidays, so I'm just gonna use the same one to indicate that it's a holiday. If I can find the folder with them in it later and find out what's there, I will, but for now, this is where I'm going with it. Okay, so next is in bulk. Okay, well that's reassuring. If I forget in the future, I don't have to worry about going back and fixing it. Okay, in bulk. In bulk is the halfway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. Yeah, I have Photoshop open to pull colors just because it's easier. In bulk is on the second month on the 4th day. Player visible, random color. Okay, next is Ostara. Ostara is the spring equinox. Should be a comma at the end of these. Spring equinox. Oh, is that what FAS means? Okay, cool. So probably, because I don't want to be sitting here for an hour looking at icons and boring you guys, I will do that much later. I'll just use the same one for now and I'll change it out later. Okay. Spring equinox. A celebration of new beginnings. This is on month 3. 21. Player visible for color. Random. Okay. Just gotta copy this one so I'm not missing anything. Beltane! What we jokingly refer to as the pagan sex holiday. That's not what it's about, I promise. It's a lot of pagans just like to do sex rituals on this holiday. Marks the beginning of summer, celebrates fertility and the planting season. That better for in bulk. It's really just, there is a lot of power in being intimate with your partner. At least that's what a lot of people believe. Hana and I have never done any sex rituals. Hana's an atheist, so he doesn't really believe in that stuff. Alright. Litha. The summer solstice celebrates the abundance of nature. I am Wiccan, and if Hana were willing to, yeah, I do. It's that power of connection. Usually those kinds of spells are done to increase fertility. You'll find that a lot of children who are whose parents are witches can tie their conception date back to Beltane. There's some other uses for it. I don't particularly take part in those kinds of rituals just because Hana's not really interested. If he were, I'd totally be down. Also, we don't want kids, so there's that too. Lemus. I'm spelling it this way because if I spell it the Gaelic way, my players will riot. Marks the beginning of the harvest season. It's day 9. month 9, day 5. No, you're fine, Eli. I encourage questions. And I encourage open curiosity. I very much like discussing religions. Because everybody believes different things, and it's a good way to understand each other. So, Lammas is the more colloquial name for a holiday in Gaelic called Lunasa, which is spelled with a lot of G's and H's. It is not spelled the way it's pronounced. I have used Gaelic in my games before. One of the countries in the world before the breaking of the world was called Heedwhile, and it was not spelled anywhere close to the way it sounds, and my players hated that. Alright. Next will be a familiar name to all of the people that have watched OPC. Samhain! Which is also not pronounced the way it's spelled. And so there are other vocal covers of OPC, and I don't mean to make fun of those people, but listening to the way they pronounce Samhain, there's been a couple of our voice actors that I've had to go back and have them re-record the word, even after providing them a pronunciation guide in the script. Looking at you, Tanner. The night when the veil between this world and the next is thinnest. Fun fact, Samhain is not only my favorite holiday, but is also my wedding anniversary. Month 10, day 28. You never have to worry about that with me, Eli. I am very open. I was raised Catholic. The amount of times I've had to go back and have Tanner re-record lines. He literally pronounced it Lolo instead of YOLO. Even though he's been doing 2 seasons of this. Let's do a purple solid. And add Yule. Depending on the chat, if I'm a mod, I will shut it down if people start being mean. I just have Yule off to the side already. Because this was from when I was practicing with the code, trying to figure it out. Okay. Then I want to add, I don't know if these have to be in order. I would assume that they don't. I should pick a random month and day to do this. It feels appropriate to do it in Snowfall. Because this all happened in Sneerheim, which in the world before it broke was like the snowy continent. So we're gonna do Feast of Nimus. Eventually I'm gonna add other religious holidays. I'm a mod in a lot of chats, Eli. A lot of the council chats too. I don't put up with shit. Alright, so we're at the Feast of Nimus. Because that's gonna bug me, because grammar. Alright. Celebrates the day that Nimus sacrificed herself to stop the Frost King rain. And we're gonna do snowfall. Let's make it the 10th. And let me go grab a... Oh, I was talking about Discord channels. So, there are a lot of similarities in that a lot of Christian religion or Christian holidays are taken from Wiccan holidays. Easter came from Ostara, Christmas came from Yule. And there are a lot of like the mass is I could consider the mass just one giant ritual. I will point out that my biggest issue with Christian religions isn't so much their beliefs. I do believe that the Christian God exists, but I believe that he's just one God among many. He or she, they. I don't believe that the Christian God is the only God. Let me open Nimus's picture and I will pull the color for her holiday from her hair color. I do have art of Nimus drawn. She's the only deity in my game that I have drawn for specific reasons. I can't share it right now because it is spoilers. So after the point where I need her comes to light, I will share her. Because I'm very happy with her art. It's one of the last pictures I drew when I actually had time to draw. Oh, wait. Oh, it would help if I grabbed the hex code and not just pulled the color picker. Okay. I specifically follow the Celtic pantheon, but I also have worked with gods in other pantheons. The Greek pantheon being one, because Kagami was my teacher, and no, is that the wrong thing? Doesn't look like it. That's what it shows. Oh, is it because... There we go. Still saying that that's wrong. I copied everything the way it's written. So why is it telling me? I'm very confused. Something just not closed? Everything. Confused. Alright, I'm just gonna go through. I'll just back and forth between the two and see if I can find it. I don't know if it'll let me search. Oh. Oh, okay. Line 150. What's wrong with line 150? There's a comma and everything there. Extra bracket? No. No, it's still reading it like it's something with this line it does not like. I think that's it. Maybe. T. What is T? That's not gonna tell me shit. Okay, something that begins with time, maybe. What's the matter, Lucina? Where was time? Yep, I have a lot of these apparently. Thank you, JD. I never would have figured that out. One white space character after. Line 203. Space character 205. What do you mean white space character? No, that's supposed to be a comma there. I might have to use one at this point, JD, because I don't know what's going on here. Oh, I did want to add something, though. Oh, you know what? That might be... Hold on. Hey, stop chewing on that. No, Lucina, leave it alone. Oh. I just can't type. Comma at the end of 201. Oh. Okay. Maybe it's fixed? Give it a minute to catch up with itself. Nope, there's one down here. Property. Double. I'm bad at this. I'm finding all sorts of... Oh, and because these were copy pasted, now it's going to be everywhere. Sci Guy! Welcome to the show and me failing at coding. Cena. Everything? Nope, apparently not. Okay, I don't see any more red. Good. Waiting for it to catch up. Now what? Something with the seasons. Let's not have... Wait, what? Camel case? Hello, Eli's mom. Oh. I'm so glad you're here, JD. I never would have understood any of this. Okay. Give it a minute to catch up. Not all of them, right? Yeah. Why does it take so long for it to catch up? Hey! We did it! Okay! Okay. So now I go to where that was saved. I can X out of this. I just need to... Now, should be able to go to the settings, browse. Yes! And it worked! Okay. Oh, that's so satisfying. Holy shit. I'm happy now. I don't know what day I'm starting my campaign on yet. The year is off, though. That is not the year it's supposed to be. I'm gonna go open that and... Oh, that's cool, Sci Guy. This is Daggerheart, not D&D. Which is a TTRPG system made by the folks over at Critical Role. Okay, I'm gonna have to... Okay. Let's see if we manage to fix that. I'm gonna switch back to the Gregorian calendar. Then... Nope. Why are we... Keeps wanting to use the wrong year. I didn't put that in there, so I don't know why it's doing that. Let's try this one more time and see if we There we go. Okay. Okay. For some reason, it has us in the wrong year. Just gonna... Okay. There we go. Okay. Ah, my music stopped. Let me go fix that real quick. Wow, it's already 8:30. I didn't realize how late it was. I got so into that. Okay, so this is essentially how the calendar works. As I come down here and advance time, it advances the calendar. So if I go several hours into midnight, it'll advance the calendar. See, now it's the second in, and we have a full moon and a first quarter. It shows the moon phases. It shows when sunset and sunrise are. And one of the cool things is it also generates weather. So I can set up weather on the map to match what the weather forecast is. And then another module that I got, and I'm gonna switch this to the mini, here we go. Another module that I got is effect controls. And what this does is I can add weather effects. There was already some of these built in with the map settings, but I downloaded a module that gives you a little bit more. The only thing it doesn't give you, which I'm a little sad about, is I don't have a way to make tornadoes, which I was trying to do on another map and it didn't work. So I'm either gonna have to make like an actual adversary token to be the tornadoes, or I'm gonna have to figure something else out. But I can make birds flying across the screen. This is supposed to be a basement, but me move this around, you can kind of see there's an eagle flying across the screen. Or I can add fog. Let's kind of scale this up. And then the whole thing is foggy. Or I can, because it's a basement, add rats all over the screen. You can kind of see it, one crawling across there. I love this. This is so cool. Which is great for playing around with different things. But those are the only new modules that I downloaded. I'm still trying to get levels to work. I think now that I know what I was doing wrong, I can maybe get it to work. I'm not gonna mess around with it on the Sunday game, just because some of the Sunday players have been having issues with loading times when I'm loading maps. So I will probably keep those, like, each floor is its own map. But with this map, when I finish it, I think I am going to try to set up levels with it. I just have to fix some of the elevation settings, and then I will try to get levels to work. But I think that's where we're going to end tonight, guys. I hope you guys had fun. I know it was just kind of me sitting here coding and messing around with things. But I think this is really cool. I can just kind of... And then I can just kind of hide things. And I can set it so that it doesn't send these messages to the chat, so that my players don't know what the weather is until I tell them, which I think is really cool. But I hope you guys had fun tonight. And Mona's playing Pokemon tomorrow, so make sure to go check out her stream. And then we will hopefully be back on... My hand is on my face and it's making my model go weird. We will hopefully be back on Saturday. I have to see what I have to see what everybody's doing this weekend as to whether everybody's available. Oh no, wait, we're not doing Persona this weekend. Honda's gonna be out of town. He's going on a trip with his friend. So we're gonna be playing, me, Mona, Izumi, and Mel are all gonna be playing Peak. So it's gonna be a girls stream! Yay! Yay, girls stream! And then Sunday will be Persona 5, the mobile game, the Phantom, whatever it's called. But in the meantime, matane!